Hi friends, this is a spontaneous video that I'm going to make to talk about healing and inner work and shadow work and how sometimes it can become a bottomless cycle where you are constantly feeling like you need to heal yourself or work on yourself. So this is a video to take you out of that cycle. What I need you to understand about healing is that healing happens naturally, automatically, when you are focused on living a life that is more joyful, more loving, more fulfilling, and just more peaceful in general. Because when people think that they have to heal themselves, what I see is that there's this really heavy energy around healing, and they feel a lot of pressure around having to fix themselves. When people say healing is a lifetime journey, most of you guys, or some of you guys, interpret it as, okay, I have to work on myself for the rest of my life. I have to heal myself for the rest of my life because there's inherently something wrong with me. I'm broken because I have this, and this, and that makes me unworthy until I actually heal myself. And so the way that I interpret healing is a lifetime journey, that phrase is that you have the opportunity to live a different life, a different reality in every second going forward. And throughout your life, you will learn to live with the emotions that you actually want to be feeling, with the thoughts and with the beliefs that you actually want to be embodying, rather than be fixated on the fact that, oh, I'm so broken, I'm so incomplete, there's something inherently wrong with me. You should be focused more on the fact that, wow, I get the opportunity to create something better for myself, to show up differently, to live differently. And I'm not chained to my past circumstances. I'm not chained to the version I was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. Because when people are fixated on their past circumstances or their past version of who they are, that's what makes them feel stuck. You're identifying with the old version of you that you don't want to become, and you're not willing to let them go. And while it can be really liberating to understand your childhood or your past or your trauma, there is a point where it can become your identity, and you can take those things, those past circumstances, and make them your entire identity. And when you do that, that's when change becomes very difficult, because you're so identified with those past circumstances, and you're creating all these excuses for yourself as to why you are unable to change. And that's what makes you feel comfortable, that's what makes you feel safe, and you don't know any better, you don't know what else is out there. So you have to be willing to take that leap of faith and drop those stories, drop those excuses, and just to actually live how you want to be living. So it's great to understand and have that awareness around why you might be reacting the way you do, why you might be living the way you do right now, because of the past circumstances or because of your childhood or because of your trauma. But you have to be careful not to let them be an excuse as to why you cannot change. Because yes, it might not be easy for you to change, but what purpose does it serve to hold on to that belief that because this happened in my childhood, I'm unable to change now? What purpose does that hold in holding on to that belief? There is no purpose. It only holds you back. And you end up sabotaging your manifestation or your reality that you actually want to be living. I've seen a lot of people fall into this trap, and they get really triggered when I tell them that you are not your trauma, you are not your past circumstances. And even in my YouTube videos, the comments will sometimes be like, you don't understand, Joy. I have all these deep-rooted trauma, childhood trauma within me, and I experienced these circumstances as a child, and therefore I can't change. It makes it very hard for me to change. They get defensive when I tell them that you are not your trauma, you are not these attachment wounds. And they get defensive because this trauma becomes their entire identity. It becomes who they think they are. And when you tell them that they are not actually this identity that they've assigned themselves, they feel scared, they feel threatened, and so they get triggered as to why you're questioning their entire safety system that they've built around themselves, around who they are and who they think they are. They aren't willing to let go of that past version of them to experience something better. The analogy that I like to make for this is like clinging onto a piece of crap and thinking that this crap is the best thing in the world without realizing that you can choose to drop this piece of crap and pick up something better for yourself. But you don't know any better because you think that this pile of crap in your hand is the best thing in the world and you won't get anything better, but that's not true. There is always better. You can always be seeking something better and higher for yourself. So the main point of this video is to understand that the power of healing lies in recognizing your power in the present moment and in the step right in front of you, rather than focusing on the past and fixating on your past circumstances and how they hold you back. Because focusing on your past circumstances and your trauma will only hold you back and sabotage your manifestation. Because you're going to create so many excuses as to why you cannot make the changes that you are looking to make. And it holds no purpose in clinging onto those old beliefs about your trauma, about your childhood, and thinking that they are who you are when they are not. And the basis of law of attraction, law of assumption, is that you will find what you seek out, like what your energy is focused on, what your attention is focused on, you will experience more of. So if your attention is focused on, oh, I have so much to heal about myself, I have so much trauma to work through, I have so much inner work to do, then you are going to keep attracting experiences where you constantly feel like you have to fix yourself because you're inherently broken, which is not true. You are not inherently broken. So in a way, healing is coming to terms with yourself and recognizing that you are actually this whole and complete being that has nothing that is inherently wrong with them, and that it was only you clinging onto these certain beliefs or stories in the past that was actually holding you back and preventing you from moving on to that next stage of your life. So if you are always looking for the next thing to heal about yourself, then that is what you are going to find, and you are just going to be stuck in this endless cycle of always healing yourself, always working on yourself, always trying to fix yourself, because you're coming from the energy that I am broken. There's something that is not right with me. There's something that I need to fix about myself, when the actuality is that you are whole and complete, and you just have to be willing enough to believe that and to accept that as a fact. And that is what you will experience. Because most people come into healing work, inner work, shadow work with the energy of I am broken, which defeats the purpose of living life. Because life is meant to make you recognize how whole and complete and how loving you can be on your own. You are here to experience your own completeness, your own fulfillment. So right now, ask yourself, am I identifying with someone that has a ton of trauma to work through? Am I identifying as the person who experienced this in the past, therefore it makes me this person right now? Who are you identifying with right now? Who are you? Ask yourself that. Who are you even really, without all these circumstances, without all these experiences? Are you seeing yourself as someone who has a ton of trauma to work through? Or are you seeing yourself as someone that actually has the power within them to create that reality that they want for themselves and to change? And do you really understand that who you were in the past and what you experienced in the past does not have to continue creating your reality going into the future forward? So instead of seeing healing as this chore or this thing that you have to do, see it as something that happens naturally as a byproduct when you start living in alignment with who you actually want to be and your values and what brings you joy. And it happens naturally when you start to seek better things for yourself, when you start to seek better thoughts, better beliefs, better feelings, better states, better emotions, and a better life overall. And when you start incorporating those better thoughts, those better states, those better feelings as your most dominant state of being and letting that become who you actually want to be, that's when healing happens naturally and as a byproduct. And you don't have to put all this pressure on yourself to feel like you have to fix yourself, because you're focused on the fact that you actually get the power to decide the direction of your life and who you ultimately want to become and how you want to show up. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed and resonated with the video, let me know. If you didn't resonate with the video, also let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!